Hi, this is Gila Nehemia, sacred erotic self-love mentor, poet and author, and you're here on Collaboration Ascension Healing. And I'm here with Lara Printz, and we've known each other for a while, maybe about 2 years. She was actually in my first series that I ever did. And we still kept in touch. And Lara's all about play and creativity and joy and dance. You could just see it from her background and her presence. Her, aura's radiating already. I love Lara. I'd love it, Lara, if you just say a few more words about what you do to our audience.
Yeah, I love helping women and playful souls really come back home to your true self and awaken your bliss and superpowers through the magic of play. I'm the play goddess.
Yes, you are. You're the muse.
What?
You're the
What'd you say?
muse. The muse.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And really, like, I love helping women, particularly. I had such a heart, for helping us to just get out of our own way and really give ourselves that huge permission to just be in your truth, to be in your power, in your play, in your freedom. And yeah, because we're all our muse. We are all a muse. We have so many muses within,
Right.
and so many muses around us, right? And we have so many gifts and ways to express that and let her play. And that's so important. Yeah, because we are, each of us, you, everybody, like, we are just so amazing, right?
Yes.
And there's so many beautiful ways that we can express that. Yeah, it's
Aho.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's really important right now. Play, especially in this time where people are in this strange kind of, we're not quite sure where we're going at the moment. And I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your journey. Like, how did you come to know your mission? I think that this is something people might be thinking about. What is really passionate? What is it? Where do they find their creative play inside of themselves? So you can answer a few of those questions. That'd be cool.
Yeah, where to find your creative play? Well, I think that a lot of us stop ourselves. We stop ourselves because we've conditioned ourselves from our stories, from our past, from little moments. Something happened, you gave it meaning, and you created this whole story, but that was the rest of your life, and it happens over and over. And I think we just stop ourselves. I'll say for me, I'll tell a little bit about my journey.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I was born in New York and grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm Jewish and grew up in the Southern Bible Belt, and in a very left brain family. I'm a very right brain girl. I just am. My grades were not straight A's. I would rather be outside playing sports and theater rather than sitting at the desk. And I really expressed myself not by my grades. I actually, in kindergarten, boys made fun of me, and my older brother was kind of mean to me. And it was just, I knew that I was not your vanilla. I was not the play it by the rules. I felt like I needed to express it in my own way. And I did theater and all the arts and traveled. So that was a real outlet for me. And I eventually in college was a foreign language major. I felt like that was a way I could connect with anyone in any part of the world with languages, and played guitar and danced, right? And I was in citizen diplomacy overseeing international professional exchange programs for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And I just met incredible people, incredible souls from all over the world. And I'm forever, ever grateful and still in touch with so many of these amazing people that I met. And when I one day met my husband on an airplane, and from Mexico, flying from Mexico, found out we lived 5 minutes from each other in Charlotte, North Carolina, lived and worked. And And it was just like this whole series of shifts of just like trusting that inner guidance, you know, of just like getting out of my way. And really it was just touching his hand. I gotta say, it was touching his hand and letting go of the checklist, letting it go. And just realize living in that box of like by rules and working till 3 a.m. with my job and on all the time just didn't work for me. And my husband could see that, and we ended up buying a one-way ticket to Hawaii, and I took a sabbatical, and we ended up living there, and between there and Charlotte at times too. But I just had this total shift in my career, and that from that dream job to really the dream job of helping empower women to get out of our own way and to really be true to ourselves and our gifts and our light. And it's like all these beautiful miracles kept happening. And I truly live a life that is miraculous and magical. And I'm committed that we all get to the source of that, because we can. It's just getting out of our way and doing what we need to in the moment to shift what we need to in the energy, to like really remember like that is our source, or whatever is your source of inspiration. And I took amazing courses in California in person-centered expressive arts, healing and social change, and intuitive painting and embodiment, and just did all these amazing things that just lit up my soul and was like a totally new person. And yeah, I just keep moving forward, and like these miracles just keep happening. Right.
Right.
Just like, oh my gosh, how can it be so juicy? And it's really happening. It happens like all the time, right? It's just like when you are so true, and us having this beautiful conversation, and you're so juicy, and I know you get it. I know you get it.
I do.
And when we have those aha moments, it's like we can have it all the time. We can shift. We can totally shift. And I let out myself, like in this workshop, in this retreat I did with Sophia Tom, and we were movement dancing, and everybody was moving into the center of the circle. It was for this magnetic goddess training. And I thought to myself, you know, all these women, a lot of them have probably not done this, where they've moved into the circle and been witnessed. I'm just gonna wait for a moment. And I waited, and I thought, okay, it's time. I'm gonna go forward. And I went forward, and I just totally surrendered. And I just totally let myself start crying and crying and crying. And I had like a puddle about 10 feet tall of snot around me, and I didn't care. And I just like, because I don't cry much. I never cry much. But this time I was just all in, letting it all out. And before I knew it, like all 17 of these women were around me, these light workers, and just holding space of love. I was just so in this birthing. I literally was like giving birth to this whole new energy. And they were giving me all these, you know, wet towels and bubbles, and it was just like this incredible initiation. That's what Sophia said. And I felt like I cried for generations of suppressed women.
Want to thank you for everything that you said. There's so many amazing nuggets that you just shared with us. And I love that you shared how personal and vulnerable you got at the end with crying, and, you know, and just sharing with our viewers, sharing with me. I felt it's a very sacred moment. And, you know, birthing is so intimate, you know, and you only really get into that kind of full release when you feel safe. And so I'm just kind of taking it all in, and I'm also inviting, you know, the viewers and in our conversation, because I feel that to be what you're saying, to be the muse, to be playful, to be, you know, free, to be totally authentic, it's about safety. being
Yes.
safe and feeling sacred and divine. It's like a lot of different layers there. And I also like this, the symbol that you showed us of the hands, because someone shared with me this healing. We did a healing together, this healer and I, and she said, what do you see in your mind's eye? It was like about for me, it was a few months ago, and it was about something that was going to happen to me like now. And that's what I saw. I actually saw two hands joined. So it's kind of symbolic for me. And so thank you for sharing that. But for our viewers who might not be in that space yet, who want to release, who want to be in the place that we're talking about, like, do you have some words of wisdom or techniques, tips that you can give them to help them to move into that space?
Beautiful. Well, first, I just want to acknowledge that wherever you are is truly perfect. Like, this is part of your journey. And like, you're incredible. And I just honor you for all that you've been through and all that you've dealt with to get to this place. You are powerful. You really, really are. So I first want to acknowledge that. Even if you don't see that in yourself, or you see her hiding somewhere, I just invite you to come out and play with us. Yeah, because you're welcome here. You belong. And I see you, and I know Gila sees you, and you are a treasure. Yeah, so first I want to invite you to get to that place of seeing that you really do belong. Yeah, you're special. So there's so many ways, and I love meeting women and meeting you where you are, right? And just like, a lot of it in the moment is the flowing. What will make the difference for me right now? What will make the difference for me right now? And every day lately, I've been going outside. I walk barefoot, and and actually also in the mornings, I take my little love. I have a 21-month-old, and I take her out every morning, and we say, oh, birds, good morning, trees. Oh, they're saying good morning to us. We love you. We love you, birds. Oh, tree, car, good morning, car, mailbox. And the sticks now, they're all magic wands. Look at all the magic wands around, and the leaves that are welcoming us. So like, really bring in that play, and like, really like just, I mean, I remember that I stopped. I was like, Lara, what is making things up? Like, that was when you were 4 years old or 5 years old. Now I completely embrace it. I'm like, let's make it up. And that's, to me, that's my downloads. Like, just making it, it's really making it up, right? It's different for everybody, but it's like tuning into the joy of welcoming all that's around us in nature. And she has so much fun and wandering. So we're barefoot and we're tuning into everything around us. I mean, I might dance. Like, we could move our bodies right now. Maybe if you join me, invite you to let's just move our bodies. And just breathe. Just shifting the energy. If there's anything around, just maybe moving it with your hands. You can even clap it, just moving the frequency around you. Shifting that space. You want to stand up, or you can sit down, whatever feels yummy for you in the moment. Yeah, and then you can start tapping your body and just kind of tapping the energy, and you can tap your legs. Woo! Wherever there's like anything. I just go all in. Tap it. You could sweep it off your body, like, say goodbye. I want this heaviness, this stickiness to leave my body. Just swipe that away.
Right.
Wipe it away. Shake it off. Woo, shake it off your legs. Your breasts. Just like, woo, just shake it off. Right? Yeah. Maybe even just give yourself a hug. Like, hugging yourself. We can always hug ourselves. We can always hug and just Feel that beautiful body that you're in, that amazing, gorgeous body you were born into. It's uniquely yours. Like, it's such a gift.
It is.
It is. You are such a gift. So just taking that moment to just giving yourself a beautiful massage, whatever feels nurturing for you. You could close your eyes if you want to. And just like slow dance with yourself. And just say to yourself things like, oh my gosh, I'm amazing. I am so special. Oh, this body feels so good as I'm stretching. And actually lately I've been talking to myself out loud more and more. And I just realized it just feels like so powerful to just speak it out loud.
It's very true. I mean, I used to actually record affirmations for myself. You know, I say them in the morning, but if I didn't have time, like I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm a goddess, you know, everything.
Of course you are.
And I would listen to it because when you hear your own words, it's so powerful.
Yeah. So say that again, Gayla. I want to hear you say that.
I'm beautiful, I'm sexy, I am a goddess, I am so blessed.
Oh, yes, you are. Beautiful. And maybe we give our listeners a moment as you and I just hold this beautiful sacred dance space for them. We're like, imagine we're all on this dance floor together. There's a gorgeous rainbow connecting us all. Gorgeous stars, like we are all connected. Do you see this gorgeous rainbow connecting us? Maybe their hearts floating, like our hearts are connecting to each other's hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And just inviting you, Goddess, to take a moment right now and to speak the truth. Speak those beautiful affirmations of who you are as Gila and I hold this space for you.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Feeling that in your body, like really take that in. Because you are all of that. Yes.
And I love it because, you know, movement is so powerful. It really shifts energy. And I love the things that you say to your daughter in the morning. That's amazing. And I think, you know, even if we don't have time, we can always dance. We can always sing. We can move our energy through vibration.
Absolutely. And I am a huge proponent of the singing and letting yourself play and like sing out of tune. Like, yes, go out of tune. I love, lately I've been playing with out of tune and having so much fun with that, you know, but just letting yourself be that play. Put some music on that just feels alive and just dance. Any random song once a day. Do that. Yeah. And like that'll shift, right? Oh my gosh. I have so much fun dancing with Sierra. We were dancing to some like really childlike song yesterday, and I started doing this like sexy salsa dance with her. It was really cute.
And I think that's great because, you know, I do that too with my kids, and like, you know, I'll take my son and I'll, you know, hold him close like I'm doing a slow dance with him or something, you know, and it's fun, you know, and I think it's also opening up your body and allowing your children to see that you're okay with your body and you're okay with being close. And physical touch, I think, is super important for children, you know, especially as they grow and they're not attached to you anymore. You're not, you know, nursing them or anything, but they're still like, you know, they're still with you.
Yeah. And I am still nursing. 21
That's
months,
great.
and
That's
just
great.
I'm eating it up. I mean, every moment
Great.
that I get to cuddle with her in that beautiful way is so special. Right now, it's like, yeah, incredible.
It's the
Yeah.
best. You know, it's like there's oxytocins going in. It's so, I know I had some challenges with my first child, but the last two, it was just like really nice and easy. And it was just something very, it's just something very special, that bond that you have with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And like the children, I mean, what they bring out in us, you know? And I want to give an example of just 2 nights ago. Little Love and I were wandering we were just wandering through my little front yard, her little forest, and she wandered into the neighbor's yard and kept going back and forth like around their front yard to my yard. And eventually the neighbor came out and she's like, "Did you ring the doorbell?" I'm like, "Well, no, Sierra just wanted to play." And then like minutes later, the sprinklers came on in their yard. And
Hmm.
they're those sprinklers that goes like to the, all
Yeah,
around, right?
right.
Moving. And I could see her getting so lit up.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, and this neighbor's so sweet. And, she's like a retired senior and like really, really sweet. And I just found myself like saying, "Do you mind if we go play with your sprinklers?" And she's like, "Of course." And I was like just bringing Sierra to like the very end of one of the sprinklers, very soft, like not thinking it'd be any like thing major, hard or anything. And she was laughing so hard. And next thing I know, we're running through all the sprinklers. Probably it ended up being like an hour, and we got so wet. And I let her down, and she just started running and like sticking her head in. And I mean, it was just like incredible. And we're like, okay, we're going to be doing this more often. And just like at 8 o'clock at night, like come over, we've got a free water park next door. And the creativity and the resources. And so I
Yeah.
think the point of that was like the resources are all around us.
Hmm.
In any moment, we can create this most magical experience. And it was this total surprise. And now I have this amazing amusement park, water park next door that I can go to every night at 8 o'clock,
Yeah, what a gift. I don't think we realize, we keep thinking, oh, the water park means that we have a big slide and we have to do this. But what about using the resources that we have and make fun out of it? Like even my kids are like, let's eat a cake. And I'm like, so let's make it. What do we need? And now we're actually trained every time they want to make something. I'm like, okay, get a recipe and let's do it. And it's so much more, it's like a bonding experience. It's creative, it's fun, and we get to taste things, so it's, we have things right at our fingertips.
Exactly. And there's ripples, so many ripples that come out of that. Like, I can't wait for the day that my neighbor says, "Oh, what the heck?" And she starts joining us and running in the sprinklers too. Like that's going to be an incredible moment the day
Yes,
that she does that.
yes. Let's set the intention that she does that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. She's like a very proper Southern belle. Like, it's just going to be so special. Yeah.
I have a question. So we talked a bit about loving ourselves and honoring ourselves and with our children. And I feel like, with our partner, sometimes we might have these spaces where, playing is fun. And then sometimes playing could be a challenge. We may not be in the same space to always play. How do we navigate that space?
I love that question. Thank you for asking that. Yeah. Well, something that really comes to me happened last night. My husband, he's this huge sports fanatic. And there was this networks, I think it's on Netflix, this series on TV about the Chicago Bulls. So he's all into this, very masculine energy. And I kind of would like watch it a little bit, but I'm like, yeah, no, my soul isn't really feeling that right now. And my little girl is asleep, on the other side of the house. So I don't want to I didn't feel like leaving the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up turning on one of my, just like a heart meditation and a yoga meditation dance. And I started dancing and doing yoga. I mean, I'm in the room while he's watching, you know, he's full force, like fully focused on that. And I'm sitting here beside him doing the shimmy and like running up and down, being sovereign queen, and, you know, just like going crazy. Everyone's applauding me around me, and he's just so focused. Like, he doesn't even notice. So I just love that we can have such different energies, and I can just totally be me, crazy all out, and it doesn't even faze him. You know? And I had the best time just like doing my yoga, and he's got, you know, Michael Jordan and Pippen and all these people, you know, on there, and I'm like, yeah, it's all good. So like literally I could see this divide of energy in the room. It was so fun. It's like, okay, how can we make this work? This is how we'll do it. Yeah.
I love that. And you know what I also really love about it, it was just a vivid image. I had to laugh. It was just amazing. I loved how you both were in your own space. You respected each other without, any kind of issue, it sounds like. And you were able to be authentic with yourself. I feel like that's super important because I think, I know before in previous relationships, at least for myself, I was sometimes leaning towards what my partner's needs were rather than honoring myself. And I felt like by your example, you were both honoring yourselves and doing what you wanted to do and loved doing, as well as being together in the same space.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's that dance. And
right.
If I was really like upset or needed to communicate with him, I would say something, and he would too. So we can really like speak our truth. But we were both okay with it and just went with it. We followed our needs and desires in the moment. And then he turned it off, and I eventually turned it off, and then we cuddled.
That's
and we
nice.
almost every day, we still get engaged. So then we got engaged.
Oh,
yeah.
That's really sweet. And, I also want to share that there's a freedom. I feel like, I always talk a lot about relationships. The first relationship, I believe, is with ourselves. When we're really true to ourselves, we can truly open up to love and connection. And it doesn't have to be with a romantic partner. It can be with anybody. Though I feel like, the people that are really going to help you grow in your life, intuitively in your heart, and you feel free. There's no, I don't know how to describe it, but there aren't any conditions.
Yeah. It just feels really natural. Yeah.
And really safe. Again, I think the word I like to continue to use is safe, because sometimes it is, especially when you're new to this path, you might feel unsure and, you don't want to feel judged or anything, you just want to be you. And you may or may not have had that in your life. But when you can actually decide and commit to being playful, being fun, being like a child, it just brings a lot of joy, which you emanate and you show by the examples that you bring us. So, that's just amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's like just remembering that magical girl inside of you, that goddess. Letting her shine, like just giving her that permission that she's amazing and she is an artist. No, I'm a professional kindergarten artist.
Ah, are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
I really am. I have a PhD in kindergarten artistry. So yeah. So I'm all about play. I just got watercolor and glitter the other day, and I hadn't done that, like glue glitter. I'm like, I'm just gonna play this design, and it just felt so beautiful. And so, and I am all about the process. Like the process is not about the product, and it can be about the product and creating art and all that, but it's really about your own inner journey.
Yes.
And that's the art. Your art, your genius is in your journey. Yeah.
Exactly. And
giving yourself that safety, that permission to get out of your way, and each step along the way, like just each step is amazing. Doesn't have to be from here all the way to there. It's like each step, each chance, each step is a beautiful, courageous step forward.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. And you know, the piece you have behind you, that's yours as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I actually wrote on here. I just did this a few days ago. I'm like, I
Uh-huh.
need to like have some more fresh paint on me. Oh, and whenever I paint, it always ends up on my body. It just happens. Oh, really. Yeah, it says permission to get out of my way. Power of the heart is here now. I think that's what it says. But yeah, just like really tuning in and just like, and I love painting with my hands and like my non-dominant hand, and I'll just get a journal out and just write with I'm a lefty, so I use my right hand and just write with my non-dominant hand. That's a beautiful exercise. So like release with your non-dominant hand, and then to claim with your dominant hand what it is you desire. I'll do that with paint, with my non-dominant. I'll dance and I'll just like do that with my non-dominant and dominant. You know, that there's so much power in your hands in that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's another conversation. We're almost at a close, but I just want to share this as well. Something about the hands. I feel the hands are an extension of the heart. And, you know, I have a garden, and I've been like using my hands, not so frequently, but I use my hands to work with the dirt, you know, and I want to just feel things, you know, like I realized I got into sourdough baking bread, and there was something really special about, you know, playing with the dough, putting love into it, you know, experimenting, getting my children also involved sometimes, but it was my process. It was actually part of my creative process, because, you know, it's a dance with the wild yeast. You know, you have to know how the right amount, all this stuff, but there's something really special, very tactile about using your hands. You know, I also love to, like with the children, I used to when I was young, you know, when they were younger, you know, get all of those paints that you can paint, you know, with your hands, that I found that you do. But I used to, you know, I don't do it anymore, but you're inviting me into the space. It could be fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. I also take the water paints out with Sierra in the front yard in the mornings now, and just play out in the yard with the paints and just get messy that way.
Nice.
So I
nice.
love that you're doing that with tuning into your hands with your art of creating beautiful foods. It's
right.
So special.
And it's cool to be messy. Like, I think that we always think we need to be in order, it needs to be perfect, and it doesn't, you know. Like, look at the beautiful things that you're creating, and it's beautiful that it has its own form. Something about the form, not focusing on the form. Like you just said, it's not focusing on the result, it's just honoring yourself along the path.
And magical results happen in that space.
They do.
Yeah.
So this has been an amazing journey with you in this interview. I wanted to ask if there's anything that you're offering that you'd like to share with our audience. Please feel free to let them know how to connect with you as well, and it'll be all in the details of the YouTube.
Thank you. Well, every new moon and full moon, I am offering a beautiful workshop, a mini retreat, what I call them. And like the one coming up is the theme on Monday night is illuminating your wild radiance. And they don't always have the themes ahead of time, but this one does. But they're all really beautiful, you know, just tuning into the light, the moonlight, the energy. And yeah, I have a Facebook group, Juicy Art and Soul Darlings. And there's a lot of beautiful engagement and just like really, you know, empowering you to play and use your beautiful voice in the different ways that you want to express it. So I'd love to have you join that group. My website, juicyartandsoul.com. And yeah, I'd love to be in the space with you to really awaken your bliss and your superpowers, and let's play. I invite you to play, and I would be so honored to be on this journey with you.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful, Laura. I invite you to connect to Laura and her programs. I love that you're doing the new and full moon, the different workshops. Those are mini retreats, I'm sorry. So those sound very, very alluring. So please, and I will put her, if you didn't get her website, all of that will be in the links below. And I'd just like to know if you'd like to share anything else with us before we close.
Yeah, I'm so honored to get to be in this space with you, and just remember how special and amazing you truly are. I just really want you to remember that and to love yourself. Like, how can you really love yourself even more? Love yourself, love your space. How can you put more love into your spaces around you in the moment, feeling the energy? Just really staying in that space of how can I love this place and myself even more right now. You deserve it all. You are amazing.
You are. Thank you for saying that. And I just wanted to share with everyone, I have been now focusing on erotic self-love, which is, what we've been talking about in this conversation. And those of you who are interested in really exploring your life purpose and speaking your truth and are desiring support, I have a number of different programs, specifically a group program, which many of you, if you want to know more information, I will definitely put some links in here. And, I am, this series is all about ascension and living your highest journey. And people like Lara and the other people that I've interviewed, I decided to share stories of others so that if you connect to Lara, you connect to me, you connect to anybody else, feel free to reach out, because this is your choice. It's your responsibility to live your highest life in joy, in pleasure, in play, in true authenticity. So, I feel that it's just divine, our connection. I love the dance. I hope you danced with us. Go back and do it again. And follow the practice of actually dancing every day, like Lara explained to us, using your hands, because it really does connect you back into your body, and your body has wisdom, and our emotions have wisdom. And play has an innocence, takes us back to the true spirit of love and joy in our higher selves. So just very, very powerful, everything that we shared today. So I really want to thank you, Lara, for giving us the time. And thank you, all the viewers who are listening. We truly appreciate you, and you are here to do something amazing. So let's take that step together. We're definitely here together to walk with you on your sacred journey.
Thank you, Gila, so much. Thank you for the amazing work you do, this beautiful space that you hold for us to be free, and just really honoring everybody, each and every. I really, really appreciate you, cherish you for who you are and your gifts that you share with all of us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you so much. I'm so grateful that we were able to connect today on such a beautiful vibe right before the full moon. So very exciting times.
Juicy life, ladies. Juicy.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to end the recording. Here we go.